Today, I'm going to break down one of the most foundational drills in Filipino martial arts, and I'm going to show you how this can help you improve your weapon skills. Stay tuned. What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the S2 Strategic Defense channel. My name is Nick, and in this video, we are going to take a look at one of the most foundational drills in Filipino martial arts. And even if you're not an FMA student, you might want to learn this because it will help you with your unarmed and all of your other weapons-based skills. So let's get started. All right, guys, so today we are talking about a drill that comes out of the Filipino martial arts called Carrenza. And before we get started, I want to tell you guys what Karenza is, what it's not, and why should you learn it? What are the benefits of a drill like this, okay? So what is Karenza? Karenza essentially is a free flow. It's kind of like shadow boxing is to boxing, except Karenza is mostly focused on weapons. Now that could be the single stick, the double stick, the knife, the sword, the machete, a flexible weapon, a chair, a lamp, an improvised weapon otherwise. Doesn't make much of a difference, okay? So it's kind of straight across the board. It's a free flow, which tells me what it's not. Karenza is not a pre-choreographed form like a kata. We don't say, hey, you do this, then this, then this, then this, then this. Great, you memorized it, you rinsed and repeat. It doesn't work that way. Karenza is about self-expression, all right? And I really like that part of it, the fact that I don't have to remember what this particular form looks like, okay? Now, some people do start off doing Karenza that way only because they're trying to get familiar with how to move, but that's not quite Karenza quite yet. They're entering into Karenza in that stage. So why should you learn a drill like Karenza? Well, first and foremost, it's a great little workout in the sense of it warms up your body. It's a great way to cool off after your workout. You know, gets the joints moving, gets your whole body moving, and it's purposeful. What do I mean by purposeful? Well, the way I move with a impact weapon versus how I move with a knife, let's just say, right? A short and sharp weapon is going to be completely different. So I build familiarity in that weapon to understand how that moves, how my body has to align to it, how my footwork is going to operate, these kinds of things. And so even if you're not an FMA student, but you're interested in self-defense, it's a great idea to learn Karenza because there's not much to know, but it's very beneficial because it'll get you familiar with your weapon. All right, so let's talk about our 4 rules of thumb, 4 guidelines to quality Karenza real fast. Rule number 1 is this. You will have perpetual weapons movement, okay? So once the weapon gets moving, it stays moving. Okay, there's no hard start, no hard stop. Once you get moving, stay moving, okay? Rule number 2 is that you'll have perpetual footwork, meaning you don't want to stand like rock'em sock'em robots. Look, fights are alive, they're a dynamic thing. They're going to continually move, so move your feet, okay? And by the way, that's one of the biggest benefits of learning Karenza is that you learn this body alignment along with your feet the whole time. Rule number 3 is that you're going to have angle changes. When I say that you're not having angle changes, what I mean by that is not the direction that you're facing. What I mean is your weapon. If you're doing an Ekis pattern, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and you're just repeating those same 2 angles over and over, it's not really quality Karenza, is it? You need to move and break that angle and start bringing in other things, okay? And we're going to talk about a few of those things in today's video. And then you have rule number 4, perpetual directional change. Meaning, fights are not stagnant. You're learning footwork, you're learning how to move the weapon, okay? So you're gonna have changes in the direction and in the elevation, okay? High, low, left, right, north, south, east, west, all these different things. So you wanna stay moving, okay? Again, fights are dynamic. Don't be stagnant. Now, it's okay if you're just taking a couple seconds to yourself and just trying to figure something out and, you know, trying to brainstorm some different things. Okay, cool, but ideally, you want to maintain these 4 rules. Number 1, perpetual movement of the weapon. Number 2, perpetual movement of the feet. Number 3, that you have constant and perpetual changes in the striking angles. And then number 4 is that you have directional and elevational changes nonstop, okay? So keep those rules in mind. All right, guys, so now that you got your 4 rules of thumb, your 4 guidelines to quality Carrenza, it's time to get moving. Now, in this video, I'm gonna give you guys a bunch of notes, and I'll put this on a dry erase board so you guys could take notes at the end or screenshot it or whatever. This is meant to help you get started or help you expand your Carrenza, okay? So real quick, grab yourself a training weapon. I'm gonna go with the single stick. It's easily seen on camera. You guys can use a pen, a knife, your hands, doesn't make a difference, but let's get moving. The first thing I want to start off with is a 12 count numbering system. Now, this numbering system is just what I use in Filipino martial arts. Everybody has their own numbering system. Some people go by, the clock method. Some people have a 5 count, some people have a 72 count, some people have a 144 count, doesn't make a difference. I go by 12 basic striking angles, okay? And that's gonna go like this. I'm starting off with the weapon in my right hand. Angle 1 goes from top right to bottom left, okay? Angle 2 goes from top left to bottom right. Angle 3 goes right to left across the abdomen. Angle 4 goes left to right across the abdomen. Angle 5 is a forward thrust, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now we have the weapon in front of us, okay? Angle 6 will make a J this way, over to my left side. Angle 7 will go to the right side. Angle 8 is a thrust from 7. Angle 9 is a thrust from 6. Angle 10 is this overhead shot, top to bottom. Angle 11 is right to left upward, and angle 12 is left to right upward. So real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, okay? So we need to have those basic 12 angles. After the basic 12 angles, I'm gonna give you guys 5 different kind of combinations, let's just say, okay? Our first combination or combined movement is what we call a cruzada. Cruzada looks like a cross or a plus sign. There's one vertical and one horizontal, or a horizontal and then a vertical. Horizontal, vertical. Vertical going up, horizontal. Horizontal, vertical, okay? Any kind of a combination in that regard. That's called a cruzada, okay? Then you have what's called an X pattern. An X pattern is an X, okay? Angle 1 and angle 2, or angle 2, then angle 1, okay? All right. Then we have circular striking, sometimes called the redondo, okay? All right, circular pattern. Imagine a circle in front of you, and we're gonna make half of that circle, and then we're gonna make the second half, all right? Half circle, half circle. Now I'm doing this in front of you so you guys can see the full side of the stick. This can be going forward as well, okay? So we have the cruzada, which is the plus sign. We have the X, which is an X pattern, and then we have some circular striking this way, like a redondo, okay? All right, next one we have is called an aldevez or an aldebus. That's a inverted figure 8. So we're driving with the puño end or the bottom end of the weapon, up and up, up and up, okay? We don't make these short. You see how my head's exposed over here? Typically we want this to go over the head and over the head. A lot of times this particular movement is used defensively to protect the face and protect the head. If you do this down here, you're really gonna not protect the head. Go up high, go up high, go up high, and go up high, all right? Okay, last one is what we call the sonquete or the thrusting strike. We use either the pointy end of the weapon, meaning the front end. Sometimes we use the butt end of the weapon. So 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2, 2, 1. Okay, so we have this thrusting with the butt end or the front end of the weapon. A lot of students struggle remembering all of these different, what's the cruzada, what is the redondo, what is the florete, what is, the trapilong, all these different things, okay? Let me help you simplify that real fast. Know your alphabet. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, all the way to Z, okay? Take your weapon, and what we're gonna do is we're going to shadow spell either words or just the alphabet in front of us. So we go something like this: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and so on and so forth, okay? So you're gonna work your alphabet. If you can't remember the other ones, just remember how to write, okay? Write your name, write your first name, write your last name, write your mom's name, write your favorite card, doesn't make a difference. Big letters, small letters, cursive, whatever, okay? Just work the alphabet. Remember, the idea behind weapons training is not to become an encyclopedia of terminology. It's to be familiar with the weapon, building proper attributes, okay? So that's important. Now, real quick, as a demonstration, I want to show you guys one more thing. Here, I've been doing all these different, angles and such using the single stick. If I use a knife, it's going to be the same thing, right? First, let's go through our 12 angles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, okay? Okay, so the 12 angles works right there. How about our 5 combinations? We will have the cruzada, the X, the circular pattern, the all de vez, and then thrusting, okay? So it works there. How about the alphabet? Even easier. A, B, C, D, okay? It works the same all the way through, weapon to weapon. So I wanted you guys to kind of see that whether I'm doing with the stick or whether I'm doing with the knife or whether I'm doing it with with just my open hands, it's always going to be the same, okay? So keep practicing that. All right, guys, so get ready to screenshot this or just copy this down. Let's talk about this real quick. Here's what you have so far, okay? In this corner, I wrote down your basic rules, right? So you need to have the perpetual weapons movement, perpetual footwork, angle changes, and then your directional and or elevation changes. So I just put this here on the side just as a quick reminder, okay? All right, then what we went through here was our 12 angles, then our 5 combined movements, right? We have the cruzada, X, circular strikes. I put these 3 dots just for the thrusting part, the sonquetes part, and then the upward figure 8. And then A through Z, right? And so I put this in basic columns this way because it's just a nice way to kind of understand what these movement patterns take a look like, okay? So if you guys want to screenshot that or copy it down, perfectly cool, all right? I'm a big notes person, by the way. When I teach, I have ginormous dry erase boards that I like to give my students notes on and let them write stuff down. When you guys have notes written down like this, especially for our beginners, all I want you to do is 1 from column A, 1 from column B, 1 from column C, okay? So angle 1, then maybe a cruzada, and then the letter B, right? And that becomes a combination, okay? So if I take a weapon, I can go at angle 1, cruzada, and then the letter B. And then have a second combination right behind it, okay? So let's just say I have an angle 4, an X pattern, and the letter Z, okay? So we have the angle 4, the X pattern, all right? Then the Z, all right? Okay, so that's how you start building these basic combinations in Carrenza by having stuff that you can continually just kind of navigate your way through. If you guys are brand spanking new, take those combinations, work them 5, 6 times, build maybe 4 or 5 basic combinations, and then combine those and make that into one flow, right? It'll get you moving. Eventually, you'll start breaking away from written notes and kind of a pre-choreographed kind of a deal, and next thing you know, you're moving pretty much on your own, right? And you're working some different transitions when you get to know them, right? These different floretes and, you know, the trapilongs and, you know, the redondos and these kinds of things, all right? So start with that and start working your way through. Remember, it does not have to be hard and fast. Slow and smooth is typically better because you're going to focus on how your body aligns and how the weapon moves, okay? All right, guys, so the next step in our progression for Carrenza, how to really kind of have fun with it, is to mix and match. When I say mix and match, I'll take a bunch of training weapons. So I got the machete here, a training knife, a single stick there, and a single stick in the other hand, okay? So I'll pick one. I'll just start off with a single stick. I'll throw the rest on the floor, and I'll start doing my Carrenza, right? So we'll start kind of moving around, right? I got my directional changes, my elevation changes, my angles are changing, my weapon's moving, my footwork continually moves. I'll do that for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, doesn't make a difference. And then I'll move to a different weapon, right? Now I got the double stick, okay, cool. So I got this double stick going on. All right, fine, drop these. Let's grab the machete, right? It's the same, stay moving. Okay, drop this, go to the knife. Okay? And so what I'm doing is just mixing and matching. And that's what I want you guys to do. Try that out. And then the next step to our progression is to involve your basic unarmed combatives, okay? So now you're gonna be shadow boxing, then work in the weapons. So if I'm out here, I got my sticks, I got my knife, I got my machete on the ground, let's just say that that was laying around, right? I might start off basic shadow boxing, working my elbows, working my knees, working my punches, and then, look, I found something short and sharp on the knife. Now I gotta work that part of it, right? Okay, that knife gets knocked out, I have to grab an impact weapon, right? So we start working the impact weapon, a little bit different. And so I want you to really just start building movement specific to the weapon as you move along. That's a huge element when it comes to Carrenza. It's actually a lot more fun than just shadow boxing because you get to change things up. All right, my friends, so that is a little bit of insight into Carrenza, what the benefits are, what it is, what it's not, how to build progressions. I gave you guys some notes. Now it's just flight time, right? You just need to get out there and do it. Give me 5 minutes a day for the next 2 weeks, and I promise you your entire body is gonna move differently with or without the weapon. That's the beauty of it, okay? It's a great attribute builder, gets you moving. Use it as a warm-up and a cool-down to your workout the same way I do, that kind of a thing. Really is beneficial, okay? So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did get something out of this, please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Get in the comments section, let me know what you guys liked from this video. Are you gonna be doing Carrenza? Do you want to improve your weapons training? All right, guys, until then, keep your blades sharp, keep your skills sharper, and I'll see you on the next one.